Hi guys. I have kind of put off doing this review for a long time. I read this months and months and months ago, probably like 6+ months ago. I got it from Goodreads First Reads program. I honestly don't know why I even got it. Like, I mean, I understand the process, like, I applied for it, but I don't know why I did. I honestly feel like I was just, like, doing every single one. As I've said, I don't even know how many times, romance novels, I'm not super interested in. I need story or I get bored. It's just not my cup of tea. So this book by Beth Carey starts off with this woman, Eleanor, whose sister passes away and gives her all of her like worldly belongings. So she gets her apartment and all of her clothes and whatever else. So before her sister passed, there was a period of time where she spent the night at her sister's house or apartment for whatever reason. And during the night, she looks out her window because the bed is situated in such a way that it's right next to the window and you can see straight across. Of course, I think it's New York. So she's staring directly into another building, and the buildings are kind of not level, so she's looking up, but she can still see into this guy's bedroom. And she just happens to look over while he's sleeping with someone, and she's like, he looks like he knows what he's doing. When she gets her sister's apartment, she obviously becomes enthralled with this guy. So she takes it upon herself to find out more about him, and they meet up at a coffee shop, and things kind of progress from there. She starts wearing her sister's clothes, which are a lot more provocative, and higher end because her sister had a significant amount of money that she just doesn't have. So she kind of adopts this alternate persona, and her friends start being a little bit concerned for her, and she has to try and explain to them that she's not trying to become her sister, she just has access to these things because they were her sisters, and it's like a tool that she's utilizing. She's not really a different person, she just has a little bit more confidence. And then of course there's a whole bunch of romancy stuff with the guy, Trey, who's this high-powered executive. Not a whole lot happens. There's a little bit of drama with their relationship. There's a little bit of drama with her family, but not a whole lot happens. On that note, it's not terrible. I'm trying to explain the feeling. I feel when I'm reading stuff like this, detached and uninterested. I don't know how else to explain it. Like when I'm reading a book with a whole lot of stuff that's happening, while I'm reading it, I'm like involved. Like I have invested, I can picture the scene in my mind, and I'm like, you know, following things, like I get sucked into it. With romance novels, I feel like this, I don't know, I don't get invested in it. I don't get attached to the characters most of the time. I really just am bored. I really don't care about what's going on in this scene, and I have a hard time visualizing it. I am very much aware of the fact that I'm literally just looking at words on a page, and it's hard to get through for me. It's literally like starts with the romancy stuff. Page 11, like, page 1 is when she sees him with another girl. So it's, like, it technically starts with chapter 1, but she's not involved until the second chapter because the first chapter is, like, a flashback. But I was just like, okay. And then it was probably, like, 50 pages in, and I was like, I am actually interested. Like, you know, you meet her parents, and some stuff comes up, and it just kind of changes the structure of the story. It's not purely for smut purposes anymore. It's hard to explain. Like, the author does a very good job of including the reader, but I don't understand how, and I don't know if it was just, like, that particular day I was more interested, or I don't know. I have a couple of coworkers that are like, they read romance novels all the time, like pirates and sea wenches, I mean, literally everything, and I was like, hey, you should read this book, it's decent for you, and they liked it a lot, but I personally would never read it again. Like, it's just not something that I'm interested in reading again. I really like the story, though, surprisingly, like, because she has to go through quite a bit to, like, track down who he is and, you know, various other things. So she tries really hard to, like, you know, start this relationship. And I think that the story as it progresses, where they enter into this relationship and things progress really quickly, and then they're both left concerned that it's progressed too quickly, because that's a thing that a lot of people deal with, especially women. Guys might not care as much, but women definitely have those issues. And then they have to deal with, you know, miscommunication in the relationship and trust issues and various other things. But there's really nothing else for me to say. Like, the author's writing style is really good. I really like the way that she writes and describes things, and I don't feel like there's too much dialogue or not enough dialogue. It's very, very well written. Just the subject matter that I am not overly fond of. But like I said, I've recommended it to my coworkers and they enjoyed it. So if this is something that you are interested in, then this is probably a good book. I mean, it's a good, like, 400 pages. It's fairly sizable. It's just not my cup of tea. But yeah, it wasn't great for me, but it might be great for you. And I honestly don't know where you can even get this book right now. Oh, there's a new cover for the current publication. You could buy it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's got basically a 4-star rating so far on Goodreads, so not too bad at all. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 because I figured everybody else might enjoy it a little bit more than me. There's one 2 out of 5 review, and her only complaint was that the story was really slow. The people aren't necessarily reading this book for the story. Characters, at least the 2 main characters, are very well developed. They're pretty much, that's it. The rest of the side characters don't appear very often. 4 out of 5. I know that wasn't super informative, but I feel the need when I get a book from Goodreads First Reads to at least do a video review of some sort. So, there was that. That's pretty much it. I don't have a lot to say. Like, there's just not much for me to say about this book. It's not terrible, and I was able to finish it, so that's half the battle right there. Alright, I will see you guys again in I don't know how many days with another video. And if you have any comments, whatever, same spiel as every time. Let me know if you read romance novels a lot and you're like, compared to other romance novels, this is crap, or this is delightful. Let me know, because I have little to no basis to be, like, comparing this to. Alright, I will see you guys again soon with another video.